live by no guidelines. You practice, idolatry. Worshiping your car and worshiping your iPhones and worshiping, this girl and that guy and your favorite celebrities. But one day you're gonna learn. One day you're gonna learn. Okay. Real quickly, let's look at the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 7. I don't want to make this too long, but this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 7. Real quickly, Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 7. This is, the scriptures tend to be very repetitive because the Israelites, this book was written for the blacks, Latinos, and the Native Americans, and you people are very hard-headed and very stiff-necked. So the Most High finds it necessary to repeat and to repeat and to repeat in hopes that it will get through your thick skull. Okay? This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country and from all countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. It's just a repetition of the verse that we read previously, because the Most High usually finds it necessary to repeat and to repeat and to repeat to you hard-headed, stiff-necked Israelites, which are you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is your warning. Okay. Let's look real quickly, lastly, at the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, right? The book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 31. Okay, right? Because someday I'm not gonna be doing this anymore. Someday I'm not gonna pop up on your feet anymore, right? There's a time for everything. There's a time for fishing and there's a time for hunting. Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel. Right now we're still under the old covenant, right? The Old Testament and the old covenant, which we continue to break. But when the new covenant comes about, the Most High will put it in our hearts and we will not sin anymore. We will be perfect. We'll have immortal bodies, the Israelites, right? We'll have an everlasting life when he gives us that new covenant, which is a covenant, is a contract, and we will not break it. The reason that he sent us into slavery, into captivity over all these years is because our forefathers, after he brought them out of Egypt, he gave them the commandments and they continued to break it. In fact, once they got into the desert, they made a golden calf and started to worship. And that's how you Israelites are. You people are hard-headed. You blacks, Latinos, and you Native Americans are stiff-necked, hard-headed people, right? You have no regard for the Most High God. All you do is listen to your nasty trap music and your stinking rap music and all other nasty, abominable genres that you listen to. Okay? This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers. Not according to the covenant that he made with our fathers, the same covenant that we continue to break, that we disregard, practicing all forms of abomination that the Most High, told us not to, right? So, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, right? The covenant that he gave us when he brought us out of the land of Egypt, we continue to break, which my covenant they break. Although I was a husband unto them, saith the Lord, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. This covenant is with the house of Israel. It's a certain bloodline, right? All of the nations will flourish, but the chosen bloodline, the chosen seed of the Israelites, there's a hierarchy, as far as humans are concerned, right? As far as the races are concerned, the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are at the top of the food chain, and the Most High only put us at the bottom because, we're supposed to be a beacon of light to all the other nations, but we continue to disappoint. We continue to break those laws, statutes, and commandments, and that's why we're at the bottom. Okay? Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenants they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts, because the Most High has to put his laws in our inward parts, and put those laws in our hearts when he gives us that new body, so that we'll stop sinning. So we will not be able to sin when we program not to sin, and write it in their hearts, and and will be their God, and they shall be my people, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor. So I won't be teaching anymore. All the apostles and all the apostles will no longer be teaching. We will all know what the Lord's laws, statutes, and commandments. There'll be no need for us to teach each other anymore, right? I will put my laws in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sins no more. So he will forgive our iniquity, and he will remember our sins no more, because we'll be sinless, we'll be spotless once the kingdom of heaven comes, when we're under that new covenant. So we're not under that new covenant yet. This is Jeremiah 31:35. Now, thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon, and of the stars for a light by night, which divided the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. The Lord of armies, right? The Lord of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel shall cease from being a nation before me forever. So the Most High God is saying that if what he says does not come true, then Israel, the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans will cease from being a nation, will cease to exist if he does not keep his word, as far as giving us that new covenant and making us sinless, giving us those new fleshly, those new bodies, those immortal bodies, and giving us everlasting life. If he does not do that, then he's not the God. He's not the God that he says he is, basically. And it's basically what he's saying, right? The very last verse, Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 37. Thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth stretched, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off the seed of Israel for all that they have done, said the Lord. So the Most High God is making a promise. He's basically backing up his word, saying that he will indeed keep the word that he has given to us, that the promise that he has made to us, everlasting life, sinlessness and being clean and spotlessness, and being the beacon of light to all the nations, that he basically the purpose that for the very purpose that he created us in the beginning. But I hope you're able to get something from that. With that, I'm going to say peace and blessings to you all to the next one. Shalom.